Hey, welcome to EPN, the new EPN for the foreseeable future. We are going to continue with rundowns, and we're actually, because we're not going to be doing EP Lives, we're going to be doing rundowns every day. Again, which is going to be fun. Blake and I are working together, but we're working separately from our respective homes. So welcome to my basement, everybody, my real basement. And what we're doing is we're, creating some social distance from working together, but also with other people that we may have encountered in and around the VFS Cafe. We will be back, but for the foreseeable future, like many of you, we are determining to work from home and do as much fun stuff as we possibly can. So I'm going to be shooting the rundowns from here for the next little while, but I will still be doing some reviews on the run apart from other people and away from other people, and trying to be as responsible as I can, because of course it's not just about me, myself getting sick, it's about me being a carrier and getting other people sick. So I'm doing everything I can to stay away from people, because that's what we have to do right now. Anyways, let's get started with your rundown. You may have noticed that public places aren't as crowded these days, and that includes movie theaters. Hollywood had its worst box office in 20 years thanks to the social isolation caused by COVID-19. All told, theaters across North America only raked in a mere $55.3 million for all their films, making it the lowest take since the year 2000, and that's not even adjusting for inflation. The winner, in quotes, was Disney and Pixar's Onward with a bittersweet $10.5 million, while the Vin Diesel newcomer, Bloodshot, earned a disastrous $2.2 million.
Oh, that's not good.
Many cities and countries across the globe have already issued mandatory closures for movie theaters and other public spaces, while some theater chains like AMC have begun to voluntarily sell seats at just 50% capacity to avoid crowding. Don't expect the box office to get better for at least a few weeks or months. In the meantime, keep washing your hands.
Holy shit. Now tell me, do you remember anything?
Yep, we saw this happen with Chinese movie theaters having to be closed because of COVID-19, and that affected international box office in some pretty severe ways. We saw that No Time to Die was pushed back a while ago now because they couldn't have any kind of huge opening around the world, and we're going to see a lot of movies get pushed back, and I think pretty soon we're going to start to see movie theaters closed, and that sort of brings into question whether or not it's time for movie studios to think about some kind of digital distribution. There's a lot of really, really big projects that are in the pipeline, including Black Widow, that are all up in the air right now, and it would be unfortunate if all of these timelines were pushed because people can't line up into theaters. I know that that creates mass confusion in the way that money is earned with these movies, but I personally think that there are going to be a lot of people at home that want to be entertained, and there's still lots and lots of money to be made by finding out a different way to release these films. Billions of dollars are on the table, and lots of people are being affected by this. The bottom line is that everybody has to be safe, and everybody has to be practical and pragmatic about how they deal with this awful disease, and be smart. Let's do everything we can to not infect thousands of people.
Nothing lasts forever.
It's too bad that next-gen consoles haven't arrived for self-isolation. Microsoft has revealed the full specs on their next-generation Xbox Series X, as well as the system's new controller. Inside the console, there will be a semi-custom AMD Zen 2 processor running with 8 cores at a fixed 3.8 GHz, and this is alongside the already announced 12 teraflop custom RDNA 2 GPU. Together, they create what Microsoft is calling the Velocity Engine architecture, which is a fancy way of saying that the console will be really fast and powerful, with Xbox head Phil Spencer promising that it's 4 times the processing power of an Xbox One. To prove it, they've shown off a new video comparing the load times, as well as the new Quick Resume feature, which allows players to stop a game, start another one, then go back to the first game from exactly the same spot. As for the controller, it looks pretty similar to the Xbox One controller, but it is a little smaller with more rounded buttons, which Microsoft hopes will be more ergonomic, especially for people with smaller hands. It'll also have a new share button, located in the middle, right below the glowing Xbox button. We're still waiting for Sony to show off the PlayStation 5, so the ball is in their court for now. There are rumors that the launch of the new consoles might be delayed because of COVID-19, but so far, no official announcements have been made, and I think that's becoming more and more doubtful, don't you? I mean, there's going to be channel constriction issues and parts issues, and there's backup on all kinds of production lines and stuff. There's rumors that Apple is going to have to delay the launch of their new iPhone, and Apple, as we all know, buys up a ton of parts. and locks down a lot of factories in order to make their shipping dates and their quotas for how many iPhones that they need manufactured. So if a company as massive as Apple is out there, and there's rumors about that, I think that it's going to be... I think it's pretty doubtful that we're going to see the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X this year. But, it'll still be something to look forward to once things calm down and settle down. I hope that a lot of developers are being safe and working on software that is going to blow our minds in some smart ways. I know that a lot of people are working from home, but yeah, I mean, the entertainment is going to be exciting, but, we're probably going to have to be patient. And speaking of Sony, they might be reviving some huge franchises for the PlayStation 5. Unconfirmed reports have come in that Sony has purchased the rights to 3 classic Konami franchises: Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, and Silent Hill. No official announcements have been made, but citing unnamed sources, the news site Jack of All Controllers claims that Sony bought the franchises from Konami with the plan to reboot all 3 of them. And the best part is that they're making the new games with former Konami producer and Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima. He left Konami after a falling out in 2015 and had been working on a new Silent Hill game called Silent Hills that was canceled in the process. Kojima also worked on the 2010 Castlevania game Lords of Shadow, so it makes sense that Sony would want him to work on revivals for all 3. We'll let you know if the rumors become a reality. And I called this a little while ago, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I think it makes tremendous sense for Sony to buy at least the rights to Metal Gear Solid, and they've already got a working relationship with Kojima. Why not go back to him, maybe purchase his studio, bring him in-house, and at least build us new Metal Gear Solid games? But if we're also going to get new Silent Hill and Castlevania games under the guidance of Kojima, I'm excited about that. I think it makes tremendous sense for everybody involved. I know that, there was a lot of bad blood, and a lot of people really burned by the idea that Kojima wasn't going to get to work on more Metal Gear Solid games, especially. Maybe this is the road to get us back on that track. I think that would be fantastic.
You like Castlevania, don't you?
2 giants from the entertainment industry are snapping together for the first time. Nintendo is joining forces with LEGO to create a line of LEGO Super Mario playsets. They don't look like traditional LEGO sets. The idea is for kids to use LEGO bricks to build their own interactive Mario levels, complete with familiar obstacles like piranha plants and mystery blocks, and then use a large LEGO-style Mario figure that reacts differently depending on what objects it touches. The sets are designed by veterans from both LEGO and Nintendo, which explains why they're so different from other licensed LEGO toys. The first LEGO Super Mario sets will hit stores later this year, and LEGO hopes that this will be the first of many Nintendo collaborations. Now, this is a dream come true, especially for fans like me of both LEGO and Nintendo. I saw the video and it looks phenomenal. I can't wait to build these and play with these with my kids sometimes, but maybe on my own quite often. The idea of interactive toys that fuse some kind of connection between video games and the LEGO sets were really well explored with LEGO Dimensions, but this is a whole different idea. But I also believe that there can be some great partnerships that extend into the Nintendo universe as well, and maybe this will mean that we'll get Nintendo-developed LEGO games, maybe working in partnership with TT, but sort of finessing everything so that they feel a little bit... I mean, I'm certainly extrapolating, and there's some wishful thinking in here, but this is a partnership that could be absolutely incredible. It could even extend into the theme parks in some pretty dramatic ways as well. Nintendo has been a massive entertainment property for many, many years, but we're about to see them explode. We're about to see them explode into the marketplace and into the world like we've never seen before. I think we're going to see kind of Disney-esque, acceptance and love for Nintendo stuff in a bunch of different ways. This is massive. This is a massive beginning, as is the theme park that's coming for the Nintendo world and the movies that are coming. This is kind of predictable, like this idea that this partnership was going to happen, and it's kind of long overdue for the world to kind of wake up to all of the different ways that we can enjoy Nintendo creations, but it doesn't make us any less excited. I am super fired up for this, man. I can't wait. Now, if you're staying inside, and you should be, Capcom has some evil new stuff for you to play. A free demo for the new version of Resident Evil 3 will be available on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC starting Thursday, March 19th. Like the demo for the remake of Resident Evil 2, players will be able to start the game and play for 30 minutes until the time runs out or they die. And as usual, you'll need to conserve your ammunition and be smart if you want to stay clear of the zombies and avoid getting infected. Not sure if hand washing will help against the undead. On top of the demo, an open beta test for the game's team-based multiplayer component, Resident Evil Resistance, will go live on March 27th. It's an asymmetrical multiplayer survival horror experience where teams of 4 will go up against a more powerful nemesis. Resistance will be included with Resident Evil 3 when the final version of the new game lands on April 3rd. Oh man, this is going to be incredible. They did an amazing job with Resident Evil 2, and all of the trailers and all of the teasers that we've got for RE3 look sensational. I'm definitely downloading the demo. I'll have some thoughts on that for you as soon as I have a couple playthroughs. The spring is heating up. There are some really, really solid games starting to come out right now. Of course, we've got Animal Crossing and Doom hitting this week. You know, it's not going to suck that much to be stuck inside, even though it's beautiful out there, and you definitely need to go on some walks to take a break from your screen time. Just stay away from people, okay? And stay away from zombies in Resident Evil 3. All right, that's going to do it for our rundown today. I'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new one. If you dug this video, hit that like button. You can subscribe if you'd like to. Please share this with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you soon, and until then, play forever.